There's a long history behind this Angelique, enough to make a soap opera. But I'll detail here what Barnabus told me at that time, which wasn't the whole story or truth, as you'll later find. Angelique was born in the 18th century. As a young girl, she grew up under the influence of a powerful practitioner of the black arts, a warlock named Judah Zachary. When discovered and accused by the Catholic Church, she turned on him and confessed to save herself while he burned at the stake. She became the maid to Countess Josette Dupree and traveled with her to Collinwood, where she met and had an affair with my ancestor that I am named after. Jealous that he and her countess were to marry, she used her magic to make Josette and his brother fall in love and elope. Discovering her witchcraft, Barnabus killed her, only to be cursed by her spirit, to cause pain and heartbreak for his family ever since. She was reincarnated into existence more than once, and as I fear has happened again. She mostly focuses her attacks on myself and my cousin, Quentin. I left Julia at Collinwood to await his return. She will tell him where we are and what to expect. Barnabus was telling me this as we walked through the cool evening air to the other side of the estate they call the old house. It was the mansion before the mansion, and he resides there. This place was old. Candles, fireplaces, maybe a generator for a few appliances. He took me through a side entrance, I later found out why, to access an unused section of the house. As he suspected, it had been used recently, judging by the movement of cobwebs. She had come here looking for something. There was a bracelet Angelique kept with her, something that may add to her magical powers. His ancestor kept it hidden in a secret room in this part of the house. We searched for her first, but then discovered both were now gone. Barnabus was convinced that Angelique was preparing to work some new magic, one that could doom all of us if she completes it. But while we had been searching through musty old rooms in the dark, she had already begun working on that spell elsewhere. Back at Collinwood, Dr. Hoffman, who felt uneasy waiting for Quentin to arrive, was about to be attacked. We later learned that Angelique used her powers to put Julia under her control. When Willie arrived with Quentin, this Dr. Hoffman said that Angelique had returned with a vengeance. She told Willie that Barnabus wanted him to stay at Collinwood in case Angelique showed up there. She was to bring Quentin to the mausoleum to meet with Barnabus to destroy Angelique's body. But this was not the plan. It was her trap. Back in the old house, Barnabus went to find some things. A talisman and a music box. He said it might wield some defense or distraction against her. But Angelique already destroyed both. I'd been going through my head deciding which parts of the story I could just forget about telling to Tony, when standing in the drawing room, I saw a portrait. A very old portrait of my host. When Barnabas saw me staring at it, he said, "Yes, as you can see, the Collins bloodline has a very strong genealogy. I look just like my ancestor as well as carry his name." But this was not the first time I ran into this situation. "Oh no, that doesn't look like you. That is you." I backed away, clutching my bag of stuff. As I was about to reach in to pull out something, he said, "Yes, Mr. Kolchak, that is part of the curse. It forces I and Quentin to be reborn like her, so she can watch us suffer and die again and again. An eternity of losing the ones we love, just to feed her vengeance." With that, I stopped. Imagine going through generation after generation, dealing with magical forces causing tragedies to your family and friends. Sympathy overrode instincts, and I believed him, even though that wasn't the whole truth. Okay, so what do we do, and how can we stop her? He said there is only one other place where she could be to gather her powers. At her grave. The body of her last incarnation had been placed inside a secret room in the Collins family mausoleum. He had stored some kerosene and materials there at all times, just in case this would happen. When I asked him why he held off from doing it before, he said because deep down he always hoped she could change. He still held love for some part of her, even after centuries of her evil deeds. So we headed out into the brisk night. 2 men against a supernatural force, hoping to break a never-ending curse. He had experience and a silver-headed cane. I had my instincts and a bag full of weapons I used against vampires and a normal witch. What good would that do me?